Breaking juicy news. Richard Hart has officially defeated the SEC. They basically said we're not going to file an amendment to the complaint. April 21st is here. Now we are going to crank it. I am going to now show you the PulseChain prices chart here. I haven't refreshed it now. Let's hopefully it's starting to keep going green. This is the first initial bump. I wonder if more people are going to pretty much continue it. It's starting to move up just a little bit. For some reason, that stupid pDAI coin is actually up the most. Explain that one for me, 38%. So we have Pulse and everything up 10 to 20%, which I guess is beautiful to see. I'm now going to show you the rest of the charty charts. And now we can go and crank it right here. So this is the Pulse PLS price chart. We're still continuing to move up. Very ominous and suspicious. We started moving up before, but we've got quite a while to go. Just to let you know, friends. So this is, okay, when the SEC first attacked, it was here. We are still down 65% from when the SEC attacked. It was right there. Okay, so we were here when the SEC first attacked. Now we are here. But what's changed by that? Is that PulseChain's dog shit? No. No. It's easy to say that, by the way. I'd like to just say that, but it's easy, but it's not. Because then you could just fix stuff. And you're like, oh, just make us better. No. The business cycle. That's why we're down there. Okay. What has changed from this time, friends? From literally June 2023 up down to April 2025. What I'm going to show you is the Ethereum price chart. You know what I'm going to go with this. Let's actually look at where this was in June, July 2023. Ethereum was actually 1,800. Isn't that funny? It had hit 2,000. So Ethereum is down 23% speed. And that doesn't even tell you the real full story. We all know it's actually the ETH-BTC ratio, which is still cratering to zero. So if you want to know where we were in July 2023, we were up here. We had, oh my gosh, friends, can you believe it? Oh man, that's wild. Friends, so when the SEC attacked, ETH-BTC was 0.064. Oh my gosh, I had a 6 in front of it. Now it's down to 0. Look at this, it's got literally falling off the face of the earth. Yeah, so that's pretty much what happened. It's down, oh my gosh, it's down 72%. Oh my gosh, we need help. We need help. Yeah, so that's pretty much what happened, okay? So, like, maybe have a bit of a zen approach. We'll play some PUBG music. You can enjoy my peg nipples. See? They are proof of pegging, friends. Proof of pegging. Some people think this is AI. No, they are actually pegged, okay? Proof of pegging. We have to have a zen approach about, what does zen approach mean? It just means like, just accept it and just swallow it. And look, it is what it is, okay? A very, very, very dark cloud has rained on us. We did not ask for it, but you know what? Jesus didn't ask to get nailed to the cross either. So, unfortunately, this is just what we have to deal with. ETH-BTC went lower. Now, every time I explain this, there are a bunch of soy boy, copa, pencil neck, noodle arm, leg day skipping scum who still don't get it. They actually think that Ethereum is like the real critical reason why they can't go up or down. And then they're upset about that. Look, man, because if you can't understand what I'm saying in my videos, I don't care, okay? I'm not here to basically turn a soy boy into a disciple of protein. I really don't care, okay? Once a soy boy, always a soy boy. And not really, but you get the point, okay? They're just look, you're going to have another 48,000 soy lattes before you realize you've got blood type S for soy, okay? So it's a business cycle. The same dark cloud, this is the explanation, right? Because I'm not saying it again. The same dark cloud that is keeping the Russell 2000 low, the same dark cloud that is keeping ETH-BTC low, the same dark cloud that is keeping the business ISM cycle, right, this bad below 50 after this period of time, 29 months. It's the same dark cloud. It's literally one thing. It's all together, yeah? It affects everyone at different parts of the risk curve. Where in altcoins, you are further on the risk curve. But guess what? On the upside, you get the reward part, all right? So that's what it is, okay? It's not directly Ethereum. It is what it is. It's just that you can look at Ethereum as your indicator. That's it. Use it as an indicator. Instead of going out and getting 15,000 things, oh, the ratio of the Russell to this and Bitcoin to gold and stuff. Instead of just removing all that, dude, just look at the business ISM. That's it. Just look at it. And you want to look at something that's business ISM cycle. You can look at that outside of crypto. That's macro stuff. And then you can just look at Ethereum inside of crypto. There you go, ETH BTC. Now, I'll quickly crank on with the macro news of what's happening, friends. So Bitcoin has actually been pumping throughout Easter, resurrecting itself, right? It actually did resurrect. This monthly candle was red. Now it's actually green. It's actually nicely green. So this structure, this nice structure has actually been holding, which is beautiful. Remember, don't let, friends, look, man, I know it's tough. Friends, do you think, look, just because I feel like, you know what, I'm going to hold, I still, like, in the heat of the moment, I tell you, man, I'm like, look, man, I got no idea, man. We could go to zero right now. I don't know. I don't know. But at least you have a newfound perspective. That's why a lot of people respect you. Even though, yes, I got peg nipples. Yes, I got a peanut brain. Yes, I'm wearing a top hat like Richard Hart. Oh, you get it. We get it. Okay. A lot of people do say they respect me because even when it came really, really, really down to the wire, I said, look, man, I still believe. I still believe. I know it just sounds like it's like, I don't know how it's going to turn out. I don't know how it's going to fix itself. I'm still holding. You know, that's why bulls, friends, they sound naive. This is the Bitcoin price chart on the 4-hour. I'm going to show you the global liquidity move up. We might be going 130K, which is great. But yeah, is Ethereum even going to go above 4K? We'll see. Because Ethereum's got, yes, it's unfortunate, the state of Ethereum as well. All of the altcoin ETH ratios are pretty much going to catch up. This is LINK-ETH. Maybe it's going to come back and just swoop this. I would love this thing just to literally freaking just smash up. Maybe Ethereum is so weak that this thing can actually shoot up higher. We'll see. And the same thing goes for XRP, ETH, and everything else. I just have the ChainLink one up there because ChainLink, it has DeFi, it has Ethereum, and it has real-world assets. It's a nice indicator to be like, hey, you're kind of like the leader of the pack. And ChainLink, friends, is also, it's a family-friendly coin, right? There's logos everywhere. They put Sergey, he goes in interviews on like the Fox News. They actually put him on the TV. He's like inside friends with like Larry Fink. He was invited to Michael Saylor's New Year's Eve party. He was probably doing lines with what's that guy's name? That Harvey Davis dude. You know the guy who rugged everybody with the Melania coin and the Argentina coin? Yeah, so that, and by the way, it's a true story. That guy, I'm not making this up. His sister is actually an escort. She's a high-end escort. I'm not making this up. Remember, I made the video. His sister, yes, the guy who rugged everybody on that Melania and Argentina coin, you know, this guy, his sister is a high-end escort, and I forgot his name. That's right. It's Hayden, not Harvey. I was calling him Harvey. It's Hayden. This dude here. All right, this dude here, friends. So, yeah, it's isn't it just strange, man? Like, man, his sister's a high-end escort. And why I'm talking about it is, okay, not from personal experience, friends, but someone spoke to her. Maybe they're playing with their Game Boys in a hotel room, but basically, she's doing it not because she like really likes dudes or anything. It's just she's trying to like maneuver her way to like high-end, powerful people. She's like actually doing it to gain power. She's like one of those femme fatale assassin things. Yeah, she actually is. She's just hanging around. Oh, all these crypto people here. You know what I mean? Did I end up in the bathroom with this dude? Yeah. He's like knocking on 80. Viagra's a wonderful thing. It's kind of crazy, man. Like you read about this in like, oh, there's movies and stories. I know it's actually real. It's actually real. What are the chances? So yeah, I mean, like even on another separate note, like it's kind of crazy, friends. We like rub shoulders with these. This is like this is humanity and society. And these friends, yeah, these are the people in our crypto coins. Now, what I'm gonna do is have a bit of a look at the macro stuff that's going out here. We have Mr. Stonk Market doing this double bottom kind of thing. Remember, I mean, like we hope it doesn't crack here, but it feels like the bottom's either like here or it will do something like, hey, double bottom, and then just kind of like go up or something. That is the average of all the, I mentioned this yesterday, friends. Remember, if they got the average of what every year looks like when the S&P 500 is down 10%, like more than 10%, 10% or more, it actually has a double bottom thing, and then they just start finishes up. But yeah, you're like, oh, wow, this is great. Yeah, no. But you had the whole drop minus 20% part. So like now you're just like happy to do a recovery. You know, that's a newfound perspective on these. Others, BTC still garbage. Bitcoin dominance still high, but that's because of Ethereum, right? ETH-BTC is down to 0.018. Friends, do you know how bad Ethereum is? This is the price I bought it 5 years ago, bro. Ethereum's come back. This is what a joke, dude. This? I can't even use the word joke. What is this? What is this? You are back to when I bought you, bro. You are back when you had nothing. They had no DeFi. They had no NFTs, okay? They had no MakerDAO adoption stuff, all right? They had no layer 2s. They had no burning. No, literally nothing. MetaMask, no Uniswap, nothing. They literally had nothing. Now you have all of that. The ratios come back. But look, friends, I know the real reason, okay? The real reason is the Bitcoin leverage. That's the real reason. The Bitcoin leverage coupled with the business cycle, all right? That's it. Look, you're not going to get this again. Trust me. You're not going to get this. You want to know why? You know this Bitcoin leverage? How do you think it's going to end? With a big, fat, thick, ugly Bitcoin unwind. Yeah, because they ain't doing the leverage in the other shit coins. There's no leverage. Who's going to take the other side of that? It's all in the Bitcoin. So that's how it's all going to end. But that's for a story another day. Now, remember, friends, we're even talking about the PulseChain and the SEC, right? Another thing, so the corrupt Interpol was here and the SEC was up there. So we're down 65% from the first SEC announcement. We're down 50% from the corrupt Interpol. So yeah, we got to keep cranking it outside of our control. Hopefully there are better times to come. What I'll do now live for you, I'll just go back to the chart because I remember when he first defeated the SEC, it was like moving up on the day. Let's refresh it again to see if it's up. Let's see you doing. Okay, you actually ticked down again. Well, I guess party's over. See yous. Yeah. But also wondering, if you're wondering, like, why is everyone really, really excited for this one? It's just because now it's official. The SEC completely gone. Fully gone. So the odds of a Richard Hart stream increase. They increase. It's not 100%. They just increase. Some people say, well, he's still got Interpol. Maybe he doesn't want to do a live stream. Maybe he can't even get back to his sandwich shop home, right? He's probably got a whole long list of sandwiches he's like to try at that shop. But for the rest of it, we just pretty much have to take it into our own hands as we have out here. Everyone's just waiting to stream because it's like it's an ode, I guess. He might just do it as a top signal. And it's kind of funny. When I even said that, I said that. I think when I heard that from some, I think it was maybe Mr. Kyle. Someone said like, oh yeah, Richard might just come back and stream at the top. I thought, why would you go do that? And then I thought, oh, wait a minute. No. He likes that. He would signal that. He would actually, I mean, he obviously has no problem calling tops. He literally called the top. He goes, this is the top. He actually said that in 2021. And if he said it again, it might accompany with a sacrifice. Yeah. And, you know, I know what everyone's thinking, and they say that because I said the same thing. I go, no one's ever going to do a sacrifice ever again. What you're basically saying with me is that the price isn't high enough to do a sacrifice, okay? If PulseChain, and let's say the prophecies are true, friends. Let's say there is a pDAI prophecy. Let's say we do get the Hyperloop. Let's say Ethereum does get to 10K, and we're able to do something like that. All right, like that distance from here, friends. Let's say PulseChain is literally 50x higher from today. There'll be a sacrifice, dude. There'll be a sacrifice. That's what this is literally what it is. Because you got to think about, friends, crypto in this 4-year cycle stuff. You can only look at this. Okay, you can only raise money pretty much at like one period of time. The winning, selling, the time to sell part, right? Because it's just so hyper volatile. Because if you don't do that, that's why business entrepreneurs. When they're looking at it, that's why they have to do it there. They have to do it, and then unfortunately everyone gets dicked, okay? Because everyone's end up paying a high price together. But that's why they really, when they're thinking of the future, that's the best time to go and do it. Because right now, friends, like you can't raise money for anything. Friends, you know what I did? We all did like every ICO, every Launchpad I've done from paid, everything else, all the other Launchpads I've done, we all got rugged on everything, literally everything. And I'm not joking. I've went and checked, friends. We're down, friends. I'm down. You don't want to know how much we got creamed. And guess what? We got in at the ICO price. So there's stuff. The ICO price was 10 cents, right? The ICO price. You want to know what they're trading now? 0.5 cent. Not 1, All of them. All of them. Down 80 to 95%. I'm not joking. I'm like, bro, we're meant to be in the ICO price, as in the cheap thing. How the hell are we below that? Man, crypto fans. But you want to know really why? I tried, okay? But like, the truth is, Launchpads are a third cycle narrative now. I made videos about this years ago. See, I still tried it, but I'm not expecting anything. I got crushed. Really hardly crushed. In fact, I don't say, oh, I've actually got crushed today. Yeah, I actually got crushed on them. Seeing other stuff when they're like swinging down, just because maybe they're also down 95%, I don't see that as a crush. I go, no, this thing is cheap, right? For example, pDAI. I don't see it as, oh, it's not crushed, it's just cheap, because I understand what's going on. With this other stuff, no, actually got crushed. It's actually over. You know, friends, Coach K, even Coach K, he said he did over 100 ICOs. And guess what? He literally said he's been defense. Coach K's an insider. And he said he got destroyed. He says 70% of them straight have gone to zero. Just straight zero. So 70 out of 100 straight. And he's an insider. He's getting better deals. Friends, he gets the deals and his audience gets the deals after him. He got rugged. Right? Now, when people hear it, they don't believe it. No, I do believe it. Because I've seen pretty much, there's no ICO industry. Launchpads are a third cycle narrative. Remember, friends, I told you, like in crypto, cycle one narratives, oh my gosh, it's literally a unicorn if you can actually get it. They're very hard to get. Very rare, a lot of luck involved. Very hard. Cycle two is a kind of sweet spot. You get a diminished gain from cycle one, but you have enough evidence and community stuff from cycle one to base your thesis for cycle two off. So you have a lot to you have confirmation out here, but you get a much diminished return, right? I mean, like, look, for example, maybe PulseChain only does, gets up to 15x from sacrifice price. That's about a 50x from today, 15x sac price. But compare that to, say, Hex doing the 10,000x last cycle, or even 1,000x. You see what I mean? Compare like 1,000x to 15x from that. So, you see what I mean? At least you still have conviction, because you weren't convicted in Hex, right, at the start, because it's just like a super turbo lottery ticket, never happened before, right? And yeah, obviously, then becomes cycle 3, game over. Ethereum's in third cycle, right? Also, cycle 3 narratives, game over, friends. What's the cycle 3 narrative right now? Launchpads. They were around in 2017. ICOs, right? There were no launchpads in 2017s, but everyone was doing ICOs, where everyone just tries to get in because this is a project and this is relatively cheap to some sort of like whatever random metric, and then it just doesn't work out. That's why this third cycle curses are horrible. And just to let you know, yes, everything in cycle 2 now will be cycle 3 next cycle. They will be. ChainLink, Hex, that will be cycle 3. Aave, that will be cycle 3, friends. DeFi, the whole DeFi sector will be cycle 3 next cycle. Okay, Solana will be cycle 3 next cycle. So you're saying, Sami, are you saying to avoid them? Look, man, I'm not telling you to do anything. Who cares? Let's get to cycle 3 first. I'm just saying, be careful. Also, BNB's third cycle, next cycle. Telling you now, man, all of the stuff we know is like turbo nuclear warning signs next cycle. Now I want to crack on with some amazing news. So, of course, Richard Hart officially defeated the SEC as they filed to say we do not intend to amend the complaint. I'll just show you the picture right here. This was their official one. Dear Judge Auntie Carol, so they said it here. Plaintiff SEC provides this notice that does not intend to amend this matter. So there you go. It's pretty much, it is done. It is finished. It's wonderful. And also, I've just refreshed the page again, and there has been a bit of a slight downtick once again. Look at you naughty little fellas. What is what are you doing, man? It's just, it is what it is, dude. It's thin liquidity. Ethereum's down. You can't move it. I get it. It's just, but you have this hope, man. You have this hope, friends. It's like Randy from South Park. I think when he's doing like H, right? He's just injecting himself. I think it's H chasing the dragon. You never find the dragon. That's what it feels like. You never get the unique. You never get the decorrelation. You just never get it. You're always chasing it because you've seen other people get it, but they don't understand that they're going through it. You know, when they had like AI coins and stuff running, people didn't think, oh, we're disconnected. You know, it is what it is. Cracking on with some news, friends. Michael Chad Saylor, MicroStrategy, buys 6,500 Bitcoin worth 555 million. He now owns a whopping 2.7% of all the Bitcoin supply. He's got 560,000 BTC, yeah, that's not going to have a good ending somewhere. It's kind of funny, man. I see so many people saying he can't get liquidated. There is no liquidation. Bro, if there's leverage, there's liquidation, okay? If you're not liquidated by price, you're liquidated with time. There is an interest rate being charged. Now, it has to stop somewhere, okay? Where's it going to stop? Either you click sell yourself, or, here's the thing, that's why everyone's scared. Michael Saylor has no sell button. He has no off button. Okay, now, it's not a full liquidation because it's not, look, actually, I don't even know. I'm not even going to say this, like, because you don't know, man. Look what happened when FTX paraded around everywhere and then we all got dunked, right? So imagine saying, oh, FTX is a Ponzi, but don't worry, SBF won't go to jail or anything. Yeah, he did. A long time. I didn't think he was going to go to jail, but he might be out. You never know. So earlier than expected. SaylorTracker, remember, friends, his average price is now it's almost $68,000. That's wild. He's got 538,000 BTC. It's going to keep going up. And then we'll see. We'll see. A lot of the biggest money will be given to him, accessed at over 100K. Easy. Especially when he hits 250K. Friends, he's literally... This is what happens in markets here. Someone's confident it's going up. Then it keeps going up. And then everyone takes that person's final target. We all do it with every single coin. Or every single coin. Look at pDAI. pDAI got to 3 cents. We're like, oh, the journey is for $1. Comes all the way back down. It's still on, but there's a giant volatility swing, for example, right? It's the same thing. Say if Hex goes to 10 cents, there'll be people who are like Hex maxis out there to the world, and they'll say, but dude, this thing's going to $2. Richard's going to pump it to $2, and then it might just stop at 10 cents, come back to 3. Might come back to 3 cents and screw everybody over. You see what I mean? That's what happens because like you're bullish the whole time, then people go look for the bullish narrative, and they go, hey, what's your final target? But you have to hold through everything, right? So Michael Saylor's final target, what is it? $13 million. Literally $13 million. So at 200K, he's literally going to be telling everybody, dude, this thing is going to $1 million probably tomorrow. Qatar just bought $100 billion. Japan, I heard they're selling off 10% of Pokemon Island just to go buy more Bitcoin. This thing might even be trading at $1 million right now, OTC. You wouldn't even know. See, when I say that, I'm a dude in a top hat now, and I've got peg nipples, so you don't take me seriously, right? But when Michael Saylor, who's been turbo long, went all in, got his whole company to get all in, and just speaks about Bitcoin to every single world leader 24/7, when he says that, these institutions get FOMO in their heart. As well, friends, remember, there are a lot of stock market companies that have CEOs. They have egos. They need number go up, all right? And when their stock price isn't performing, they want the number to go up, just like everyone else. They need it. Their investors need it. They all get paid in the stock. So they're probably going to be looking for more and more desperate things. And of course, they're all going to jump on top of each other. Because it's funny, all these boards, just because they're old dudes, doesn't matter. It's people. When they're saying, oh, Bitcoin's legit, Trump likes it, it's been going up for 15 years. Sure, okay, if this thing's been going up for 15 years plus 16 years, 17 years, and Trump likes it, and Michael Saylor's he's all in on it, then I have to be all in on it. Or I have to do something and get long. That's pretty much what it comes down to. As well, friends, Deutsche Bank and Standard Chartered Bank seek to expand crypto operations in the US of A. So we are now seeing this theme as well. Banks are now going to be allowed to do crypto. I don't know what it's going to look like. I do wonder, maybe they just, I don't know if they'll let you this, but the dream would be where like people in their bank account, you can actually just buy crypto. But that's like so degenerate. It's so risky. Maybe they just start with Bitcoin, where like banks just let you buy and store Bitcoin on there. And then they basically take a fee from when you buy it. But now you're trading stuff. Do they want you trading stuff? Because you're going to get crushed. Maybe there's like a limit where they go, okay, only a $5,000 transfer per month maximum. And then you have to sign some forms to show, you know, but at least it's like being open to be discussed. President Trump says tariffs are going well and everybody wants to negotiate, right? So we're seeing obviously this macro theme. Are you going to negotiate or not? Tariffs. That's another theme, dude. Like everyone's so interested in the tariffs. I told you, dude. It's Israel, Palestine. What happened? I don't know. Move on. What else? Oh, Russia, Ukraine. What happened? I don't know. Move on. Oh, now tariffs, China, America. It's going to be the same thing. Oh, just move on to something else. It's going to be some other world issue. It's going to come out. Or they just bring out something from the past. Dr. Goggle says the Department of Jelly Beans' plan to break up the company would harm the US in a global race with China. So that's obviously probably cope talk. It's actually a good reason, right? Imagine you're telling America, like, no, you can't break us up. Don't remove our power. China will take over. It's a very good reason, actually. Now, friends, I want to show you something from Mr. Colin Talks Crypto again. So remember, he's got the he's had a surge in popularity because he's been doing his offsets. I mean, it is funny. We've known about the offset for like 2 years. It's just random. Like, he just presents it to one point. It's like, hey, I think this offset's going to work. Raoul Powell has literally been doing this for 2 years. It's not new. I was surprised. Like, how haven't you heard of this before? We've been literally doing this forever. Like, I've been showing you all these PowerPoint slides. We do like a 12-week lag or a 10-week lag or whatever. But yeah, it's because it's a retailer's wet dream here. Because it shows the up and then the down and then the up but that's only recently. So for example, it shows down here, oh, you go to 85 and then you go back down to 76. Then you go up to 85. Then you go back down to 82. Then you do this. That is the retailer's wet dream. Oh, someone can tell me it's going to, instead of like this funny part, because it's right around the corner right now, it's going to break somewhere. It's literally going to break and embarrass everyone. Just like they all do. They say, oh, we're going to go to 83 first. Then we're going to go to 81. Then we're going to go to this. Then we're going to go to 72. Then that's literally retailer's wet dream because they're like, oh, up and down, up and down. Oh, man, it's kind of funny. And then that's not the money-making thing, dude. The money-making thing is the long-term goal. You can't do anything, but that's why retailers think, if I buy and then I sell and then I sell and I buy and then I buy and I sell, I'll be a millionaire multiple times over. Yeah, it's going to trap them again. It's going to trap them again somewhere. I don't know where. It's going to trap them again. Could be getting trapped right now. You don't know. The offset up here, friends. So the bottom one is the bigger delay. That's why I've mentally written off April. Because there's 5 red monthly candles for Ethereum, 5 red monthly candles for others, others BTC and ETH BTC. Just everything, just shocking. But Bitcoin going up. Maybe that's a good rocket booster launchpad. And yeah, it is this nice little fan fiction thing. We do have, remember, the global liquidity. It pumps hard, May, June, July. And that's why some people, many people actually, blockchain back, everyone still thinks it's literally over after that. Totally over. So we'll see how hard we pump. I don't know, man. Can altcoins be over after literally going through hell 1,186 days and then you just have 3 green monthly candles and it's like finished? Can they? I mean, anything can happen. It's just euphoria. Straight euphoria. No, not where we are right now. Not where we are. If you were going to make any case, if we did 6 green, friends, if you wanted to say it's all over here, it's a believer cycle at that point. You could be right. But we didn't do 5 green, bro. We did 5 red. What are we going to do now? 3 green and then like screw around and we have to wait next year? Okay, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Remember, we're waiting for that 4-year debt rollover cycle to complete. You got these concurrent stories, right? Something's going to work out where Trump's either going to fire Powell or Powell just starts cutting rates, right? We'll see. We'll see what happens. Friends, I wanted to remind you something. So we've got to put this into Powell's head. Donald Trump fired Gary Gensler, okay? Gary Gensler has no legacy. Gary Gensler is scum. Gary Gensler is evil. Gary Gensler set back America, all right? So, Jay Powell, if you don't cut the rates yesterday, you are going to have the same fate as him. No one will remember your name. You will be the disgraced person who got fired by President Pump, and it'll be for a good reason. You were late for the interest rates. You manipulated the rates to try get Joe Biden in. You literally held rates for 1.5 years, and then Joe Biden's election comes in. You cut 3 times into his election to pump the market, so don't give us that bullshit. So it's very, very, very suspicious. So it depends, okay? And why this is important, friends, what they say out there, the macro talks. They said Jay Powell, once he was in a corridor, he pretty much, I don't know if it's true or something. They said something basically like, he doesn't want to be Arthur Burns. Arthur Burns was like pretty much, I think, the worst US Federal Reserve chairman. He was the one who had the high inflation on him, and he never raised the interest rates. After Arthur Burns, he left, then Paul Volcker came in, shot the rates up to 17% and killed inflation, and he induced a recession at the beginning of Ronald Reagan's term, and then they had a big boom. So Paul Volcker, they say, is like, he is the respected, revered, I'll show you Paul Volcker. He's a very, very tall man as well. Paul Volcker is, yes, he is like the US Fed. Everyone like looks up to him. Okay. He's like, was also badass. He has like smoking a cigarette. So he was the one, he came in. He says, I don't care. I got to stop inflation. Rates are going up. And he was like he became the most hated man in America because the interest rates were so high. Yeah, but he killed inflation. Inflation was huge. It was like 10%. And everyone, that was when the stock market went nowhere for a long time. Okay, so he was, if I check in Arthur Burns, Fed chair. Yeah, Arthur Burns. Let's just see him. So this was Arthur Burns. Arthur Burns. Oh, look at this. They got a picture of them together. See that? The Fed whiffed on inflation in the 70s. It doesn't want a repeat. See what I mean? That's what they want. Arthur Burns. Arthur Burns. So Arthur Burns, friends, he wanted to promote growth, but he just let the inflation stay high. Yeah. I forgot what rates he had. Maybe the rates were like at 4%, right? Which is obviously high now, but back then I think it was tiny. I forgot what it was. But it wasn't high. I think inflation was like 8%. He kept the rate to like 4%. And it was just like going there for a while. And inflation was killing everybody. And then, yeah, it came in. So Jay Powell, no Fed chairman wants to be that. They don't want to be like the Fed guy where like everything ran out of control. Right? But here's the thing, man. Like, no one's going to care about your legacy, bro. If you get fired, no one's going to remember your name. So that's why there might be pressure. Jay Powell just starts cutting. Right? But then how's it going to look politically? They might be orchestrating something right now. Right? I want to show you this chart as well from Uncle Bobby. Gold move has been insane and is now going parabolic. This isn't a good thing except for holders. Okay, so gold's going up, but he thinks it's topped out. Obviously, but we all think it's topped out. Gold's just going parabolic. We're like, is this thing ever going to stop? It's just like a monster nuclear run. Yeah, gold is the precursor to recessions, wars, everything. Gold goes up. It's kind of like someone's preparing for something in the background and they're just accumulating gold, right? Because this is the thing, right? So I guess if there's going to be a war, yeah, you don't want the other country's fiat, but you know everybody will take gold. So you all accumulate gold. You're like, you know what? If there's going to be a war, that's what you do. Yeah, it's kind of like locking your windows to, you know what I mean? Like if there's going to be a street gunfight or something. So that's what you see. When you see, like, it's like you walk through a street and you see every single person closing their windows, right? And closing the doors. You're thinking, oh crap, something might be happening. Because if you need to do trade or transport or there's embargo stuff, they'll always accept gold. They'll accept gold payment. So that's why you're like, hey, let's just accumulate it just in case, you know, like what if uncertainty comes and then like for a whole year we can't get access to trade and food and something. So, but you know, countries will accept gold for a discount. That's what it's always been as well. That's why one day it'll be Bitcoin. Kind of funny. Maybe it is kind of Bitcoin right now. Friends, I have this indicator here from Colin. Colin Talks Crypto /CBBI. He basically put like, I forgot how many, like 9 indicators or 7 indicators for like macro top calling things. It's interesting. I don't know what he uses. I think it's actually all here. It's all here on the page. Oh, he's got Pi Cycle, the Blue Nipple, HODL, Pule, these ones. Yeah. Yeah, it's all the same shit, friends. Most of them are just the same shit. The top of Bitcoin here is above 90. See this yellow blue line? Above 90, above 90. This one goes to 90. This tops out. But also, friends, just to tell you, it's backward looking as well. So we all got screwed by the blue nipple. The blue nipple was an indicator. This is like this little pointy nipple thing. It never turned blue last cycle. It stayed green, but the 2 cycles before that, it was like really blue. Blue was euphoria. In last cycle, in the China scam cycle, it only stayed green. It never touched blue. And then it was all over. So that's why everyone was holding. We're like, bro, the blue nipple hasn't even turned blue. How could it be over? Okay, it was only one indicator worse last cycle. It was the Pi Cycle top. Nothing else pretty much said. Everything had made lower highs. Much lower highs. Okay, that's why everybody was slow, like after it reversed, right? That's why you can't really rely on these, man. You never know, friends. Maybe Ty Lopez, Euphoria, I don't know. It's tough. You just got to look at everything. That's why it's not about, there's not one thing you can use. You just have to go look at this Euphoria and go, look, man, what are the odds we're in a bear market in 12 months from now? What are the odds? That's how you have to look at it. And like when things are euphoric, right, you never really know. But even then, if I can just get us to think about, you know what, there might be a 30% chance where we're in a bear market. Okay, well, now you know you got to get rid of 30%. You leave maybe half BTC, half stable coins, or maybe by that point, you just leave stable coins. Yeah, but you can't. So the full safe one is half BTC, half stable coin. That's a full safe, because if you're wrong and things keep going up, you've got that BTC part out here. But just to tell you something as well, friends, if you're worried, if you have stable coins and you have no BTC and BTC goes up, when BTC stops again, you can just deploy the stable coins and make like a fast 50% at the end. It's scary, but you can, because that's what Bitcoin stops you getting on the rotation. It's a bit more complicated. So it's, you know what I mean? There's a lot of, I know, it stresses you out. So don't worry about it. But this indicator right now, where are we at? We actually hit 83 for the whole cycle to be over. It's very, very normal for this part here. Maybe look where we are right now. Whoa, we're down at 65. That's how much it reset. So maybe the big whopper move is coming up here. And yeah, it's something to think about. As you see, like, so this is the best thing to do. As you see more indicators, so actually it's tough, man. There was only one indicator that said it was over last cycle. It was the Pi cycle. None of them said it was over. Nothing. Literally nothing. So what if that happens this time? What if Pi cycle doesn't flip and say it's over this cycle, it's actually over? Or what if it gets you out really early and it's extended? You're really screwed at that point. You know, and remember, when the market screws you, it doesn't give you a 20x and then you get out and then it goes another 10x. No. It gives you like a 2x move. Maybe you get out, maybe on the 50% drop, now you're back to break even, and then later on it goes up like 15x when you're like out of the market. That's how we've seen that it screws everybody. It is interesting, friends. Back to PulseChain, having a look out here. I've just been refreshing the stuff. So here are the moves of the day. 10% for Pulse, PLS. Everything else kind of moving up in line. You've seen everything, but everything moves the same, friends. Hex, Inc. It's the same community. Just it's ratios rotating around, and Fugazi stuff coming up here. This is the pDAI chart. I've got more updates and stuff coming out later on. On pDAI, friends, there's one thing I'll just tell you. So people asked Catty, who raided things, dumped the pDAI, minted it, and said, oh, I'm saving you, right? They asked, why did Wallet 5996, the rumored Vietnamese kid associated scam wallet, and also, you know, early OG whitelist wallet, why did it let you win the auction, let you mint pDAI, let you rug pDAI, send you 11 billion pDAI effectively? Why did it do that? No explanation. None. Zoom. That's why you can tell there's something fishy going on. There's more to the story. Maybe it gets revealed later on. Maybe never gets. I don't care what the revelations are. Like, because the way I see it is, don't waste your time trying to explain to us a story where it might work out. Oh, I don't care, dude. Just like, let's progress stuff. You know what I mean? Like, who cares? You're going to forget about this in a year anyway. You know what I mean? It's just going to be lost in time. But it is interesting to think about, right? All these things. It's like, why did somebody who's meant to be a thief let the neighbor walk into the home and also take things and say nothing? You know, it's very, very strange. It is strange to think about. But this is the cryptocurrency industry, and there's strange things that happen all the time, isn't there? So where are we going from here? Bitcoin at around $85,000. This is just the conservative estimate, right? Just that 100-day fractal that we're just seeing from Colin's stuff. Yeah, we'll see, friends. You see, it's still cranking. It's still cranking up here. I wonder if it's going to move up this May, June, July, and we'll see what happens. Look, man, like we might be surprised. Like, that's 3 months. Man, imagine that keeps cranking. Imagine we actually get the 5 or 6 month. That's possible. Is a cycle over at that point? Could be. But that'll be alt-season wave 1. So then it's a really believer cycle. My gosh, that'll be tough. That'd be very, very, very tough. Okay. By the way, if we just do a 10x from here for PulseChain, you get back to launch price, 3x sack price. And you're still down against Bitcoin, I think. You've literally you're still down. You never went in a profit. You're still down. So, because I think you're down against Bitcoin like 93%. You need like a 12x from here just to break even, and you get back your original Bitcoin value from 4 years ago. So that might be tough. It just gets back to break even for everyone, right? So, but by the way, that's me assuming these 3 months becomes more, because we have a blood moon in September. So if we run in May, June, July, August, what's going to happen in September? That's blood moon month. That'll be something interesting that'll play out. But for now, let's just get off zero. How about that? Like, subscribe, belly button, or catch you soon.